What's that weird vibrate?
It's not me.
Can anyone else hear?
Oh, sorry, it's my dildo. Sorry.
Yes!
Yes!
What the fuck? What's up, people? Welcome to the GSC Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Lauchi. Joined this week, as always, by Jamie.
Hello!
Johnny.
Hi.
And Janny.
Hey.
How's it going, lads?
Joy.
Oh, surviving.
Surviving, man. It's our second podcast back, man. Wait,
Yeah.
Lovely.
from now on, yeah, we're just going to
Good.
not acknowledge that there was a gap at all. So,
Yeah.
That's it now.
yeah.
Just
carry on.
32,
What gap?
Back.
20, 25, 31, 32. There you go.
Back to the grind. Okay, well, we'll start as we always do with what we've been playing / doing this week. Jamie, you could go first this week.
Oh, you motherfucks.
Fuck,
Right.
Isn't it?
So, when we had that terrible Batman game last year called Arkham Origins, right?
I didn't play it, but was it
yeah.
terrible? I don't...
Yeah. In terms, up against the other two anyway. They also released Blackgate on the Vita and the 3DS.
She's actually
The
really bad.
2.5D one, yeah?
Yeah, the ones that I decided to give a little miss.
Yeah.
However, they've now also released a deluxe edition on the PS3. I'm guessing on the 360 as well. Look at me doing my research. Don't really care. So I downloaded that this week as it's just been released.
How is it?
Yeah, I mean it's hard to get into because of playing a lot of. I've recently just played Arkham Asylum again, so you got your mindset on that. So it's hard to adapt. When you learn that you are on rails, the game is so much easier to play. And
Is
I
it
think
really
that was
nice? I thought it was supposed to be Metroidvania. Like, you go explore, like, open up new paths and stuff with new items.
It's still on rails. You either go left or right, and every now and then you might be able to go through a vent or climb up on a ledge with your little grapply hooky thing. But
Is that the definition of on rails? I don't know. Can you explore wherever you want? Because if you can, then it's not on rails.
on rails, right, would mean that you either go one direction or the other.
Yeah, but it's hard to
Is
not...
Mario on rails?
I know, it's...
No. Because that's still exploring. Like on rails, like the way Killer 7 is.
Oh, is it?
Really? What?
What?
So you have
I'm
no
confused.
control over your character?
I think you can only go forward or backwards.
You can only go
But-
forwards
Yeah.
or backwards.
Yeah.
So you can't jump.
Well, no, but like there might be something you interact with, and then it opens up that direction. But it's
Right,
still
okay.
you wouldn't openly choose to jump or anything, and
Oh,
I get confused about that.
really?
For yeah.
So, oh, wow, no, because I was imagining this game is just like a normal 2.5D side scroller where you can jump to different platforms and stuff. I was basically imagining it as a Batman flavored Castlevania Symphony of the Night, really, but
That's
with
what I
2.5D graphics.
Which is what I would have expected. But no, seriously. So you put yourself on a level ground, and you'll be walking along, and you might be able to, like, say later on, blow up a bit in the floor, and then you drop through it later on. Or you might be able to use a grapple hook to go up a level, but you don't jump around or anything.
Oh, wow, that's fucking terrible, man. Really?
Yeah.
Now I've got a song in my head.
What song?
But continue. Jump around.
Oh, right.
Oh,
okay.
God.
This is you've made me start off wrong now because you're making me question even myself. But
Well,
no,
because
that's
if you'd have started off by saying, like, you can't jump, all you do is walk left or walk right, then I'd have been like, oh, okay, I get you. But because of my own misconceptions about the game, I thought, really? It's like, are you getting the definition wrong? Obviously, you're not, but that's cool.
yeah. So
Like-
when they
like-
talk about it being 2.5 and all of that, that's where it gets a bit confusing. Then, like, you couldn't approach the screen either. So when you go into a combat scenario and you've got a group of enemies around you,
Yeah.
I'd be like, let's say there's two to my right hand side. I might be trying to press down slightly to come to the one that way,
Yeah.
But it's not. It just doesn't care. It'll just go for whoever it feels like. Really, just does what it fancies. Nothing
So,
special.
Not a good game.
I would have liked to have finished it today, but I've been quite sick, so I've not had too much of a chance to finish it. But no, I'll get it done. But it's nothing special. I'm a bit disappointed in the price point. I'm glad I didn't buy it on the handhelds because it would have cost me 30 odd. But no, 15 is still a bit too much considering it's only taken a few hours. And
That's actually really disappointing because back when that game was announced, I was quite excited for it. It got mediocre scores when it came out, which is kind of why I steered clear. But it looked good at first. I mean, that's before I knew it was basically an on-rails walking simulator. But still, man, it's
they
disappointing.
haven't done that one yet. They haven't done Walking Simulator yet.
There's plenty of games that are walking simulator.
Plenty of
DS
time.
that are on PC is walking simulator.
There's a fucking goat simulator, so I wouldn't be surprised if a walking simulator comes out. They just see how it goes.
That was definitely a clusterfuck of messy to start the podcast though. But that's been 5 minutes, so move on.
All right, Johnny, you can go next, man.
Oh crap! So I've been playing some Mercenary Kings.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I started playing that game as well after you guys mentioned it last week. That game is good.
It is good.
Dude, you played it with us.
It's a good mix. Ben, I haven't played with Ben yet.
No,
We have.
I totally
always-
played it with you guys. But we played it after we recorded last week's podcast, man. I hadn't played it when you guys were speaking about it last week.
Right.
So I
okay.
didn't know how Monster Hunter this game was.
It's
This game is very Monster Hunter.
And the jiggle physics, right?
Them just
So
jiggle
good.
physics, man. Always point
Which
your gun
takes-
in the air when you're playing as a chick. Always.
And we're going to play tonight after podcast, right?
Yeah, sounds
Probably,
right.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm down for
Yeah,
it.
yeah. I'm up for
Yeah,
that.
so I think I'm third way down now in the list. But yeah, it's pretty much, very Monster Hunter-like, so if you like those sort of games, it's good.
Monster Hunter,
I played some online as
so-
well today, and the only thing with the online is that you don't sort of get matched by people, like, with people your level, you get matched with just random people. So I got matched with like people who are further on in the game, so I was doing missions, like, I was getting materials and fighting monsters that were a bit too high for me. But other than that, yeah, it's pretty interesting. Yeah, it's good.
It's a good old game, man. Did you play anything else this week?
It's a good old game. A little bit of Awesome Noughts.
You and
There's
that
a
fucking game.
when
When are you going to go pro?
I don't
Eh?
know. The new patch hit today.
What did it
Changed
add?
some things.
Oh, just balance tweaks.
Just balanced tweets and made some coins look shinier. It was a bit weird.
Awesome.
Yeah. Apart from that, anything else? No, I'm still waiting for Dark Souls 2. That's pretty much what I'm waiting for. That's
That
the game
is
I'm waiting
2
for.
weeks away, Johnny. Look
2
forward
weeks
to it.
away.
I will be joining you on the
PC
PC
version, nice 1080p. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Bit boring
Awesome.
this week.
Cool story, bro.
Yeah.
Danny, what have you been up to this week, man?
I've just been playing Final Fantasy X. HD.
HD?
Remember HD. Although I was playing that last week, I've just remembered I was playing that last week. So not much to report there, but I love it. Absolutely love it.
Well, I know you
Well,
love it
so-
because I have a text message on my phone. I'm going to read it on the podcast because I think it deserves to be read. What does it say? It says, from you, God damn it. Lulu's boobs look especially exquisite in HD. That was worth sending me
Amazing.
on the page.
And like the thing is that worries me there is you've actually had sex within the last couple of weeks as well, Johnny. So that's not right. Come on.
For the record, I didn't fap to that.
Alright, cool. That excuses everything.
I honestly thought you'd be interested.
I was
because-
interested. I
Yeah.
instantly googled it. Cheers.
Exactly. Yeah. But so yeah, it's there's been playing that bit of Mercenary Kings, and there's actually been some games sort of Vita. So I'm looking forward to playing them because I only downloaded them yesterday. So what are they? Retro City Rampage, Ollie Ollie.
Have you started Retro City Rampage yet?
Not yet. I haven't had a chance. Football Manager came today. Finally released.
How excited are you?
Well, I don't. As
He
was saying
finally
before,
released.
I don't understand what they're going to do because it's 6 to 8 months after the PC release. So I'm not sure if they're going to just release 2015 around October, November time, like they will with a PC, or if they're just going to wait till next April. It doesn't make a lot of sense. So that will be interesting for anyone who actually gives a fuck. But yeah. So next week I'll be able to talk about other games I've played other than Final Fantasy, because they all came last night, and as did I.
Alright, cool. Is that you done?
That's me signing off.
I guess I get to talk about more Final Fantasy then. I started playing Final Fantasy 6 again.
Woo!
yeah.
Originally I was thinking like maybe I should do like a walkthrough playthrough of this game and upload it, right?
How much
But then I
bandwidth-
thought like Final Fantasy 6 is an old game. Everyone's played Final Fantasy 6, so I'm just going to enjoy this playthrough for myself. So that's the
Fair
thing
enough.
that's happening. And I played Wolf Among Us Episode 3, Crooked Mile, I believe it's called, and that came out yesterday, I think.
Do you know what also came out yesterday?
What came out yesterday?
Fucking amazing deal on Wolf Among Us, the season pass, for like £5 something.
That is crazily cheap because it's on sale on Steam at the moment for 40% off for like £11 something.
Actually,
So-
I don't mean to cut in, but can we have a quick chat about this? Because I mean, did you buy this season pass on day one or before?
I pre-ordered the season pass for
Right.
Wolf Among Us.
And how much did you pay?
Like £17.
So, are you not a little bit pissed off that
Nope.
it's already down to £5? Because like me and Jay were talking about this last week. We're saying not sure when we're going to get it.
If
Maybe
it
when
was
it's all
not as good as it was, then possibly it might be grating. But it's so good. Like I would have paid £30 for that season pass and still been fine with what I'm getting. So
out. Oh, that's cool. That's
like,
cool.
I'm at a point where I'm enjoying Wolf Among Us more than Walking Dead now. And
Wow.
Walking Dead season 2 is really good so far, but Wolf Among Us is just a much better story, I think.
Okay. Fair
This episode was really, really strong as well. I mean, I take it you bought the season pass at that price, right?
enough. Yeah.
Well,
I got it.
I mean, you'll see for yourself when you play through it, man. And I know you quite like your point and click games, so
yeah, I do like Telltale.
yeah, you'll really enjoy it, man. It's absolutely phenomenal story.
Cool. Sorry, I didn't mean to butt in.
No,
As
it's
you were.
cool. That's cool because that's pretty much all I played this week, man. Other than the odd bit of Mercenary Kings at the beginning of the week, but we've already spoken about that, so we don't need to speak about it.
So, Final Fantasy this weekend.
Woo! Final
14?
Fantasy 14. Are you on it?
Yes.
Yeah.
I will be.
Awesome.
Yes. As long as you are.
I'll definitely be on, man. I'll definitely be on. Remember, Goblin server is where you need to be, man.
Yeah. Guybrush Threepwood is on there.
All right, awesome. So I'll be around, man. I'll be around probably Saturday night or something,
Oh shit.
or Sunday
We'll
night,
talk after.
whatever works. Cool. Let's move on from this personal chat to the big topics of the week. The biggest topic was Nintendo's Direct. Nintendo Direct. Nintendo's Nintendo Direct. How do you say Nintendo's Nintendo Direct without it sounding retarded?
Nintendo
I
Direct.
guess you just say the Nintendo Direct or Nintendo Direct or I don't know.
The more you say it, the better it sounds.
Iwata's pink slip. I don't know.
It was all about Smash Bros though, and there was a lot of tasty information in that Nintendo Direct.
Oh,
A lot.
It's also a bit strange when a Nintendo Direct is your biggest news for the week. I'm sorry.
It's fine.
That's pretty big, though.
It's a hard, yeah. I mean, it's an important one if you're a Nintendo gamer, but it could also just
we
be.
all
easily
are
missed.
secretly.
But then the good thing about this one is that we now know that we're going to be getting the 3DS version in the summer.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting a staggered release, honestly.
Because I was panicking about this title, thinking, "Oh, these guys aren't going to play it with me because it's on Wii U." And then I was like, "Hang on a minute, the 3DS version, we're on it." Like
It's very clever
Shakespeare song.
because
Definitely.
yeah, it's very clever not to release them both at the same time because obviously one, it would pretty much just would be the Wii U version. I'd assume because I probably wouldn't have got the 3DS version if they both came out at the same time, just because I thought everyone's going to play it on the Wii U. But now that's coming out on a 3DS and only the 3DS, you'd expect a lot more, a bigger sort of player base.
Well, the
So, yeah,
clever
cosplay.
move is that handheld consoles are a summer thing, aren't they?
Yeah.
Mm.
So that
Makes sense.
nothing major gets released across the summer typically. So
Yeah.
by releasing that over the summer, they get that market, and then I guess they're hoping that the Wii U kind of hits the Christmas list of a lot more kids next year, this year, and so releasing Smash Bros over winter would make more sense for the Wii U.
Just a quick question: is it going to be crossplay like Sony Smash Brothers.
They said in the Nintendo Direct, they said that of course there is going to be connectivity between the two, but they're going to talk about it at a later date. So they haven't said anything yet, but they said there is definitely connectivity.
I think the hard thing that's come out of this is that they still don't have the most faith, the most confidence in the Wii U version either, and they put a lot of emphasis on like making sure that if you could use a local area network, like connect through wired and so on, like they don't seem to have a lot of confidence in their ability to put this game online wirelessly either. There's a lot of focus on that.
People have been trying to make Smash Bros. A competitive fighting game for a long time. Like the fact that it showed up at EVO the other year, despite Nintendo's best efforts to not make it a thing, like they need a good infrastructure online to nurture that environment, because it can easily be one of the fighting games that shows up at EVO every year.
Yeah.
It could be really strong as well. It's already popular. To give it that hardcore appeal as well would just increase your market share. But that's just me talking, man. Talking some bollocks.
So obviously there's a massive Smash Bros. Base amongst us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What have you liked the most coming away from this Nintendo Direct?
I'm a fan of the characters being split. So you have Zelda and Sheik, now they're separate, and
then Samus Zero Suit and
yeah. So I think that's good. Because I thought it was a bit annoying that people would always play Zelda and then just instantly change to Sheik and then never look back. Like they wouldn't really utilize, it's basically what's the point in having the Zelda bit? But they seem to make her a bit stronger, and same as the Zero Suit Samus as well. They've given her some jump boots, hooray!
Both of those are carrying into like a wider thing of there is going to be no transformations in this game, right?
Exactly. So once you pick a character, like there will be no changing.
I mean, I would imagine like some characters will change for their final smash move, but it will be just for that move. It's not going to be like a transformation that will take up the rest of the game or something. So.
Exactly. Yeah. Going back to the thing about like it being a bit more hardcore, I think they are trying to make it a bit more hardcore. Like with the changes that they've made and the characters that they've added, like like Little Mac and Greninja and stuff.
Oh, mate, Little Mac! I can't wait. Yeah. I'm gonna try and main him. I can't believe they added him, man. It's so good.
But they all seem really speedy, and I think they are trying to sort of get that hardcore audience.
They made sure that the characters are running in 60 frames per second, right? So that 60 FPS gameplay is there. They said some of the support characters and stuff will be running at 30,
which I didn't even know you could do that. But
yeah,
fair enough.
Like. I'm okay with that, man, as long as it doesn't impact gameplay. And they've already confirmed that there's going to be no random trips and stuff, so it's going to be way more skill-based as well. I like where it's going, to be honest.
Yeah, and there's also that mode where it's just Final Destination with no items, which is obviously what hardcore players do.
Tournament
mode. So they are sort of catering to that sort of player base, and I hope that encourages a lot of people to play and get it.
Does the announcement of a character like Green Ninja come as a massive surprise, or does it? I mean, I
had a feeling.
Is that character well known enough?
I had a feeling one of the new gen Pokemon was going to be involved.
Right. Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. Greninja is the one that makes the most sense out of the 3 new starters, because the other one was like the Psychic Firefox that I can't remember the name of.
Blaziken, yeah.
No, it wasn't Blaziken. Blaziken was the gen before, man.
It was a joke, I think.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm just guessing names because Pokemon's Pokemon now.
And the other one was like the fake Bulbasaur, which was like a land mass on the back of like a dinosaur or something. But that's not really going to work as a fighter. But Greninja, he's got human proportions and stuff. He works fine as a fighter.
And he's quick and got water shurikens. I didn't expect Charizard to become a main character.
I think that's more to do with the fact that they're removing transformations again. So Pokemon Trainer was straight out because he had 3 different forms that you could shift to, and Charizard I believe was the most popular of those forms to use in combat, so I guess that's why he stuck around. Nice to see Yoshi back. There's no way Yoshi wasn't going to be in this game, right? But
is that even a thing?
It's nice to see him finally confirmed.
Yeah, he's only just been confirmed.
Was he in Brawl still? He was in Brawl, wasn't he?
Yeah,
so
he's been in all of them.
Okay,
they just hadn't confirmed him until now, but he was always going to be in it, wasn't he? Let's be honest.
Yeah,
it's true.
I wouldn't have expected anything less.
I mean, this is the sort of game though. I play as everybody in the campaign mode, and then I just end up just staying as Pikachu after that. I'm just always being Pikachu. So I'm hoping not to continue that trend. I'm hoping that to adapt a new character and enjoy that. But yeah, like I said earlier on, I'm glad the 3DS version gets a release this summer.
Me too.
I was worried that we weren't even going to see a release this year at all.
Yeah.
That was my biggest fear because I want it to be, in contention for Game of the Year. I want it to be up there. And in terms of multiplayer enjoyment, I'm sure it's going to be one of the highest.
I think so.
Smash
And also
Bros.
the
Is never
3DS.
disappointed.
Yeah, and also it's called Smash Rush, the 3DS version only. Is it called Smash Rush?
There's a 3DS only multiplayer mode. Is that what you're?
Yeah, where you sort of go on like a map and find items. Is it? You find stuff. Wasn't really. I was a bit confused about this new mode, but it's only on the 3DS. It won't be on the Wii U. Seems interesting.
I guess that's probably going to have things that tie into Street Pass and everything as well then, because otherwise how are you going to Street Pass with Smash Bros?
Maybe.
It needed to have something added for that. Another thing to mention, just on the music side of things, the 3DS version will have 2 tracks for each level, which you can, I guess, choose which one you want to play or set it to alternate or whatever. And the Wii U version will have multiple pieces of music for every stage, which you can set via like an in-game jukebox system, which is kind of cool.
I bet. Yeah.
Probably it will give the gamepad a reason to exist when playing Smash Bros.
Yeah.
Got to do something with the gamepad.
I'm pretty happy with how it looks. I think they're going in the right direction. And
The Wii U version is going to have to be amazing for me to buy a Wii U for it, though. For this to be a Wii U system seller to me, it's going to have to be like the best, like the definitive version of Smash Bros. It can't be like, oh, it's almost like it's obviously better than the 3DS version, but not by that much. It has to absolutely blow the 3DS version away for me to want to be putting down like £250 on a Wii U and a copy of Smash Bros. Rather than just continuing to play my 2DS version.
I think it's just nice to have it on there just as an additional game, because obviously we will get a Wii U at some point for Zelda, and then you can think, oh yeah, I can pick up the Mario and the Smash Brothers and have a good time with it. So it might not be a system seller by itself, but it's nice to have it on there and eventually pick up at some point when you do get a Wii U for the Zelda game.
I mean, yeah. Danny, what's your thoughts on that? Because you didn't have a Wii U at the moment, do you?
No. I will. Well, it's a difficult one because I actually forgot that it was touted for the 3DS. So I'm actually now really excited now that I have a 3DS and I got fuck all to play for it. But then that's one game that I probably won't end up buying on the Wii, unless it's that good. And I'm not very good at fighting games, so I'd quite like it on my 3DS, but I wouldn't buy it for the Wii if I got it on that. So,
see,
yeah.
Johnny knows what's up, man. Johnny knows what's up. Johnny, would you see Smash Bros as a system seller?
Oh, hang on, I do see that.
I don't know, probably not.
I mean, out of all of us, you play the most Smash Bros, man.
Yeah, without a doubt. And I wouldn't buy a Wii U just for that one game.
It pretty much says everything it needs to, man.
You won't have to, though. You've got the 3DS version, and that's...
Yeah.
I mean, it's still a smart move. They had to do both.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, don't get me wrong. I think it's a good move. It makes it more accessible as well. And again, if there is some sort of connectivity between the two, like say you've got a brother or sister or whatever, one of you might get the Wii version, the other might get the 3DS. So there's other things as well to bear in mind.
Well, if it works kind of like Monster Hunter did, where you can use your 3DS and the version of the game as like a controller or whatever, and play against the person on the Wii U version, that would be amazing.
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
But that's not confirmed. None of that's confirmed. So,
no.
Smash Bros. It was a thing that happened.
Yeah, I'm excited.
What else happened this week? A trailer was released for The Last of Us Remastered on PlayStation 4. Did you guys catch the trailer?
Yeah, so this is something that's been a rumor for a couple of weeks, and now it's kind of it's been slipped with advertising that actually has Sony on it, so it's kind of pretty much officially there now, isn't it? But it is there; it's official.
Did you guys watch the trailer though?
I did.
Yeah, the trailer is just a massive Last of Us wank.
Yeah, it is. It really
Why wouldn't you?
The first half of the trailer is just like Game of the Year scores, like one after another, after another, after another. It gets faster and faster and faster, and then it just says over 200 Game of the Year awards, like, and then it says now available for PlayStation 4 or whatever, and gives you a brief cut of gameplay. Like a very brief cut of gameplay, which is kind of spoilerific as well.
Yeah.
It's the scene with the giraffes.
Yeah.
Like, see, I didn't know that was going to be in there when I played through Last of Us, and it was a really nice reprieve from like the dark, horrible shit that was going on before. It was a really nice change of pace. By putting that in the first trailer, everyone's going to be waiting for it to happen.
With this game, and this is the point I wanted to bring out with this. So you guys have all got the PS3 version.
Yep.
Now I did this with Tomb Raider. I bought the PS3 version. It was my game of the year last year. So of course I bought the PS4 version. But with The Last of Us, I'm kind of like not so sold on playing it again on another console. Are you guys going to be on it?
A lot of
Not
it.
for
A lot of it.
£40.
I'll buy it on launch, but a lot of it's got to do with if they include the DLC and stuff. If
They
the
will.
DL
They've already confirmed. Yeah.
Okay, so that's confirmed that it's going to be on there, yeah?
Yeah.
Then I'll buy it just to own it on the PlayStation 4 and to play through the DLC that I haven't played yet.
Okay. Yeah, I mean that's the thing. With Tomb Raider, there was never any multiplayer point. I'm not going to go near that. I don't know if The Last of Us had a good multiplayer either. Did you?
Apparently the multiplayer was really good. I didn't ever play it though, so that's something I can check out.
Just something to give it that extra life. Because
Yeah.
Tomb Raider again was, like I say, yeah, game of the year for me last year. But it was just playing the same campaign again with a few little tweaks, and they were nice tweaks, and it did look nicer. But The Last of Us was already looking smacks on the PS3.
This was my thought exactly, man. Last of Us already looks better than most PlayStation 4 games, and it's on PS3. So they're going to have to. They've said that they've up-resed all the character models. They've added a lot of new textures across the world to make it
And effects.
better looking,
Yeah.
and effects and stuff. Yeah, and it's going to be running locked at 60 FPS and 1080p. So
They've been working on it since the release of The Last of Us. So was that last year? Was it the year before?
As soon as the PS3 version released, which was June last year, they
was it June? My bad.
It was June last year.
Oh wow. Why was I thinking November? What the fuck was I?
No, June
What?
14th, the same day as Animal Crossing, June 14th. Yeah.
Yeah, I was living in Oxford at the time. Random fact.
More you know.
But your postcode said Oxford, your internet connection said Syria.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. So I mean, it's nice to get a gauge of how sold we are on this. You're not jumping about like I expected Ben to be.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I'll buy it. I'll buy it,
Yeah,
but I'm
I
not going to
definitely will
get
get it
so
as well.
hyped.
I will get it as well, but when it's cheaper. Plus the notion of playing it on my Vita through the streaming feature. That's cool.
Didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Remote play.
Yeah. I've been using that bit quite a lot, with Metal Gear Solid and Mercenary Kings. Been playing it on the Vita while the TV's in use.
You see, I found it a bit, not glitchy, but I found it a bit, glitchy online on Mercenary King, so I stopped playing it on there.
Mercenary Kings,
maybe offline.
I can imagine Mercenary Kings is quite unforgiving when you're playing it like that, because it's a very reflex-based game, way more than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, I was playing it no problem. Like the response time is pretty decent. There is a slight, delay, but it's, you can still react really quickly and get things done. It's good. It's good.
Oh, Last of Us Remastered PS4 coming in the summer. Let's talk about the Borderlands Pre-Sequel.
Hey.
Did you guys hear about this?
Yes.
Yeah. And again, the reason I wanted to bring this up is because Johnny, you played a lot of this, and I know that recently Johnny's been quite excited about the Vita edition.
Yes.
So I just wondered
Vita game,
where you sit on this one, because I enjoyed Borderlands 2, and I've got it on PlayStation Plus. So if you guys actually ever want to play it on there, then I'll jump on. But playing it on my own, it did get a bit much, and it did get a bit boring. But
I'm calling it right now. This game is going to be the BioShock 2 of the Borderlands franchise.
But then it's 2K Australia, so that's exactly what BioShock 2 was, right? BioShock 2 was 2K Australia.
I don't know, I think it was 2K. Was it not 2K Montreal who did? But
Something I can't remember, but yeah, it wasn't the.
I'll find out.
it wasn't
in the next
Gearbox.
2 minutes.
I no, it wasn't Irrational who made
No,
Mighty
yeah.
Shark 2, and this
Yeah,
is going to
because
be
it was a
Gearbox
cover-up,
making this.
wasn't
So
So Gearbox might be busy doing the next current gen one.
Yeah.
Because
The thing
that's an
with
important
this-
thing. Is it's being released on the PS3 and Xbox 360 then?
Not the new.
Is that
consoles,
important? Yeah. So it's not being released on our new
Right?
next
Well, that's going
gen.
to
Well, I
hurt
mean-
right now.
for me, it's not a problem because I still have my PlayStation 3. But I mean, there's got to be people out there who traded in their PlayStation 3 to get their PS4. Or they traded in their 360 to get their Xbox One, or vice versa. You know.
Let's not go down that route.
The thing
Or,
is,
yeah,
I
you
don't
might
think
not have
people
one.
weren't really invested in the
Very
story. I thought in Borderlands. Like, do you know what the story's about?
There's a story.
Revolt. Yeah.
I never finished Borderlands 1, so I got no idea. There was a
Borderlands 2.
cute chick with really blue eyes that talked to me every now and then when I was killing
Yeah.
people.
What a surprise!
Um,
That's the one thing you remember.
And I know Borderlands 2 did a really good job of the DLC packs. So, are people still want more Borderlands? Because this just seems more of the same, nothing new,
The
really.
thing is,
just-
I don't really think the overarching story of Borderlands is what people like. It's the characters that are driving that story. They're all so weird and wonderful, man.
And while you talk about characters, then Claptrap's playable.
It's just what
That's
everyone wanted. The most annoying
Yeah.
fucker in the franchise.
The article I read on this said like everyone's favourite Claptrap. They weren't being sarcastic at all. So is there a market out there for Claptrap?
I don't know. Do people? Because I fucking hate Claptrap with a passion.
Yeah, I can't
Yeah.
stand the little shit.
So maybe people love Claptrap. And
Oh, no,
I don't
Claptrap's
know,
a-
but.
Wanker. Fuck him.
But yeah, he was easily like the most hated thing of those games.
It's like I can
But
imagine.
then at the same time, it was fun to hate him in the game. So
What? But no, because you couldn't damage him, and that was the most disappointing thing. Like if you could make him blow up every now and again, and then he comes back, then that would be fun. But he just seemed to be annoying for annoyance sake. And it's like they all sat around the board and go, "We need to have some sort of like a buddy or."
we need a Jar Jar Binks.
You know,
Let's
we need a
fucking
That
make
tail.
Jar
he
Jar
is
Binks.
essentially the Jar Jar Binks of this Borderlands universe, isn't
He
he?
totally is, man.
Fuck's sake.
We all
Now
wanted
you've
Luigi,
said it.
and we got Jar Jar Binks.
Misa Claptrap. That's just,
it does feel
but
very
no.
contrived.
But then, like, so other than it being set on the moon now, there's not really much else, is it? It's set between the events of 1 and 2, they say, although really just say the events, like, before the events of 2. That would
Yeah.
be alright. You can just say that. Because you've got Handsome Jack and you work for him, right?
Yeah, you are.
That's what's
It
going
is
on with this
boring.
one. And then I think a lot of it comes from the Borderlands DLC as to who you're playing as in your team. Because I'm not...
Well, from what they said, 3 new characters, right? And Claptrap.
Oh, right, but it does seem... From what I was reading, it does seem a lot of stuff from the Borderlands DLC
Maybe-
ties back into it as well.
Maybe it was 3 new playable characters, and they do
Yeah.
exist from with like.
So they're already within this Borderlands world,
Yeah.
universe. Yeah.
I'll tell
So,
you.
I mean,
tell you what the
you
big-
guys don't sound like you're going to buy this, though.
Well, it's easily the worst Borderlands announcement I've heard, as
Yeah.
opposed to the Telltale Borderlands game, which is the best Borderlands announcement I've heard.
Yeah, so that's going to be strong. And I suppose just playing Borderlands 2 on the Vita is a better option then for you guys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
So if you had to put your money down now,
It
it's
would
the
be Vita.
Telltale one first.
Oh,
Then
the
the Vita
Telltale one by a country fucking mile. The Telltale one before Borderlands 3, right, in my books, and then I don't even think I'm going to get the Vita version because I already own Borderlands 2 on PC. So
Yeah,
I'm
true.
interested. In the Vita, seeing how it plays and so on.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not gonna-
see more, but-
I regret buying number 2 and then not getting to play online as much as I could have.
Mm.
You know, maybe if just I guess
Borderlands-
I need more friends. Look.
yeah, Borderlands really is a game that's like completely dependent on having people to play with. When you play
It's
that game
fucking solid
alone,
on your own.
when you play that game alone, it's not really that fun. It's quite hard. The game's almost
Boring.
like scaled up to be played as a 4-person team. And
Yeah.
it's best to be played that way because there's competition in getting loot and stuff. It's just an enjoyable game when you play as 4 players. When you play on your own, it's absolute shit. So
Yeah, I mean, I find it really dull and boring, but because it's all the wastelands as well. So it's not like traveling between missions and stuff was actually any fun. But if there's 4 of you, then it's a good laugh, you know.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a multiplayer game for me anyway, which is quite ironic because I don't really like games that are solely multiplayer.
So, Borderlands Pre-Sequel, get it if you're a massive Borderlands fan. Otherwise, wait for the Telltale Borderlands game, which is going to be amazing. Probably. Jurassic Park.
Maybe.
Jurassic Park wasn't, but it's been a long time since Jurassic Park happened. So, there's only one last thing I want to talk about then, guys, before we hit up the Flash news, and that is just a little bit about the movies that are coming out over the summer. The 3 big ones, in my opinion. We're going to be looking at Transformers 4, Guardians of the Galaxy, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Have you seen the trailers for all of these films?
Yes.
Yes.
Jan is staying quiet, so...
Yeah, there's a bit of silence there.
So it's films, you know me. Anyway.
Yeah, I mean, the thing... because I was going to say to Gianni before the podcast, it might be worth having a little look, but at the same time, it might actually be worth us all talking about it and then making him watch them after the podcast so he can talk about them next week. I like that idea.
That's not a bad idea.
Can't you just drag me to the film and then I can judge then?
Yes!
Well, we'll do that anyway.
Alright,
Go on then, your big 3.
All right, well, let's start with Transformers 4. It is it's not a secret that people love to hate on the Transformers franchise. I liked every single one of those films, even Transformers 2, right?
In a hateful way, though, right?
Nope. I enjoyed those films, man. I own them all on Blu-ray. They're good. I think they're good, popcorn, close off your brain and just accept the explosions action films, man. They're fun. Plus, they have Optimus Prime in them. What's not to like about Optimus Prime?
Can I be honest?
Go for it.
I've not watched a Transformers film since the first.
Well, due to popular belief, you probably aren't missing out on much, but I would say they're worth watching. The thing is, the main problems I have with the Transformers films, it looks like are getting addressed in this new movie. I had no problem with Shia LaBeouf, or Shia LaBeouf, however you pronounce his name. I thought he was an alright protagonist. I think he's.
I thought you were going to say alright prick.
No, I think he's a half decent actor, man. Like I quite like his performances and stuff.
Right.
But his parents and everything that came along with his character, all the baggage that it brought with it was just so bad, like really bad. They're the worst parts of those films.
His parents were like the Mario Bros of the Mario Bros film, though. It was like the comic relief that you didn't quite need in the right places. I don't know, they were funny at times.
I don't know. Like, really, when these films first came out, I was saying the same thing. Like, they should be based on the Transformers. Like, it should focus on the Transformers, and the humans should have a role as well, but the Transformers should be the main characters.
Yeah.
Now, it still doesn't look like they're doing that with this new film, but they've added Mark Wahlberg, who I fucking love. So,
going to go around looking confused, or
maybe.
There's an implied rape scene in the new trailer as well.
What?
Is there?
Yeah, the new trailer, 1 minute 10 in, they pin the girl to the ground. They actually they throw her over this little kid's toy pull-along trolley cart thing, and they pin her down. You see the panic on her face. Somebody cocks a gun, and then Mark Wahlberg's got big open expressed eyes. I don't know. There's an implied rape scene. Watch it.
Ooh.
I didn't even pick up on that.
No.
And
Wait,
you think I
is
would?
it like that implied sexy rape scene in Tomb Raider, which was the most overhyped and most... Well, I didn't even realise it was happening.
Was that the movie?
No, Tomb Raider. The
video
game.
I was
The
going to
last
say,
game.
because if it was the movie, the implied rape scene is you just paying money to go watch it.
Yes.
Those movies were awful. But Transformers, I think it's worth giving it another shot. I know you guys are going to come see it. You definitely will.
Yeah, of
come
course.
see it.
I'm not going to lie. Transformers 1, I was there for the midnight launch. Loved it. Transformers 2, it kind of passed by. It was okay. Transformers 3, I took more offence to the new female lead than anything I've ever taken offence to in a Michael Bay film, right? But still,
Yeah.
I don't like Megan Fox, but this woman was just so far beyond that I wanted Megan Fox back.
Jason Statham's girlfriend, isn't it?
Rosie Huntington Whiteley. She's not an actress.
No,
She's
she's a
an
model.
underwear model, right?
Yeah, so let's just put her in front of the camera, but it didn't work. But it was a Michael Bay film.
It didn't even
so
work
you
from
got
a story standpoint because we just had 2 films building up this relationship between those 2 characters. Like, going, I don't know. Fuck it. I'm done with Transformers anyway. It's coming out. It's going to be good, probably for me at least. Check out
For you.
Guardians of the Galaxy. Then
That's the one.
This is the one.
this is going to be the one, man.
So we weren't podcasting when this trailer came about, and this trailer went on repeat about 50 times at my house in the first day. Can I tell you why, first of all?
Why?
Because that lovely, lovely man, Bradley Cooper's voicing Rocket Raccoon.
Which is
You didn't
it's
even hear
such
him,
a
though.
shame because his voice work wasn't finished by the time the trailer was made and released. But there is a trailer online when you go and watch this video. It's called like Meet Rocket or something.
Yeah, they did one for every character alongside the trailer, didn't they?
Yeah, if you watch Meet Rocket, you do hear him voicing it, and it is just Bradley Cooper. He's not putting on a voice; it's just Bradley Cooper.
It's just Bradley
coming out
Cooper,
of
yeah.
But you
Coming
don't
out of
get to
that
see his
raccoon. It doesn't matter.
Does the raccoon even look remotely like him?
Looks nothing. Have you not, Johnny? You need to watch the fucking trailer, man.
Fuck off.
Rocket Raccoon looks awesome, and he
So
doesn't
does look good.
speak like Bradley Cooper. What is not to love?
We know for a fact, though, that just having Rocket Raccoon in there, because the Guardians of the Galaxy is an expansive team. It's a massive team within the Marvel comic universe, isn't it?
Yeah.
There are so many different people that have been in it. Iron Man was even one of the Guardians at one point.
Yeah.
So to put Rocket Raccoon in there, that's the money, that's the ticket seller, isn't it?
Well, Rocket Raccoon, I think, has a much bigger following than they even realised. Just the fact that he was included in Marvel vs. Capcom, like, instantly grows his audience to, like, gamers as well as comic nerds. So,
Yeah, well, that's it. To anybody who doesn't read comics but still enjoys Marvel Cinematic, they would have probably still played that game and thought, "Who is this?" Maybe done a little bit of research then, like myself included. I only know the main ones. I don't like to read comic books, so it's because they're hard to follow. But a film isn't. A film series is there. It's easy to follow. But I'm looking forward to this purely based on that Bradley Cooper recruitment. But I mean, I think James Gunn is a mental guy anyway, and we've all seen him directing. What's it called?
Sliver.
Chainsaw. Well, yeah, Sliver came out 8 years ago now.
Nathan Fillion, man, shout out. Great film. Check it out if you haven't seen it.
And there's a lot of rumours that he's actually got a little cameo scene in this film as well, which would that's going to sell it even more to me if he is in there.
Yeah,
I'd love it.
It's good. It's going to be good. Little shout out to Marvel as well. Whilst we're talking about this, that they now have the most successful film franchise in history. As of I think yesterday or today, they released the figures that the Marvel Cinematic Universe is now bigger than Star Wars and Harry Potter. It's the biggest cinematic franchise ever. So
I think deservedly so as well, because
Yeah.
I mean, Harry Potter's a load of tosh. I mean, Star Wars is Star Wars, but we're talking about. Hang on though, when they release these figures, are they talking about bums on seats or are they talking about money?
they're talking about money earned overall.
So that's just stupid then, because they would never take into account inflation, would they? Because a ticket to go see Star Wars back in the day would have probably cost you about 50p.
That's probably true. I didn't even
Now
think
you
about
probably
that.
have to put that in the front door of a toilet cubicle to go in there or something, you know?
I don't know. You'd think before releasing figures like this, they would weigh up inflation and stuff. Otherwise, it wouldn't really be fair, right? That's why
I would rather
Titanic
see
keeps
ticket
placing.
sales. I don't like these these money, monetary value means nothing to me in that way then, because a film released last year could still have sold as many tickets as a film released this year, but cinemas put their tickets up by 10p every year.
Yeah.
Fuckers. Right. But anyway, that's the one I'm most looking forward to this year.
When is it coming out?
That is worldwide August 1st.
That might be movie of the year.
I was already on Amazon picking out my Funko Pop toys of the characters.
See, you say that. You say that might be movie of the year, but it is contending with Winter Soldier, man, which was fucking phenomenal. So
I watched it last night, The Winter Soldier. It's good, but I still think Guardians of the Galaxy is going to be better.
that's really... Dude, how did you find Winter Soldier, then?
I really
how do you
enjoyed
think
it.
it compares to the other Marvel movies?
It is definitely up there. It is one of the best, if not the best. I can see why you'd say it's the best. It's definitely better than most of the Marvel films, and they're good anyway.
Did you guys see Mission Impossible, the first Tom Cruise one?
Yeah.
No.
I kind of put that not on par with this, because that makes it sound like I'm saying they're as good as each other. But to the Marvel universe, I find this to be the Mission Impossible of the series.
Yeah.
And Iron Man 3 I saw as like a James Bond of the series, if that makes sense.
They made a really, really good choice in Winter Soldier of making it an espionage film where you don't know who to trust. And having Captain America as like the Boy Scout, honorable guy, like that you can trust that character, but you don't know who else you can trust in the film. It really allows you to rally behind him. It was a really, really good decision, for his character especially.
Pays off. And if you watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. when this podcast goes out, there'll be a new episode on. That episode that's airing now this week then will tie into the events of Captain America 2 in the sense they take place just after the film. So don't watch, a bit late to tell you, but don't watch that episode until you've seen Captain America, basically.
That's interesting.
It is interesting because the events of that episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. could very well ruin Captain America the Winter Soldier for a lot of people.
But then that's like trying to put a spoiler warning out for people who own Wii U's, because I don't think anybody's watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. anymore.
I'm watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and that's good enough, alright?
I just went arrow.
Alright, lastly, let's talk about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Do we have to?
How mad did I get when this got announced? I was fucking furious, but at the same time, I also defended its right to exist, because everyone was complaining that Michael Bay shouldn't do this film, and I couldn't see anyone else doing it. Like, I was thinking, like, who else would do it? You know, like, there's not a lot of other directors that would go and make this film.
Well, he's not directing it.
Who's directing?
I can't think of his name. I'll come back to you on the name.
Whatever, it doesn't matter.
He directed Wrath of the Titans recently, and he directed the new Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So his library of work isn't the greatest. But then that doesn't matter, because directors can have a shit running and then come out of nowhere with a great film. I'm not saying it's going to be a great film, but it could happen.
I watched that trailer and I want to watch that film. It did its job. It sold me on watching it.
I've got no problem with it, because if it's shit, like, the worst thing I found about this trailer is everybody's just going, it's ruined my childhood.
How has it ruined your childhood?
Does a trailer for a film ruin something that you had as a child and you could still have now?
The 80s TV show and the old movies still exist.
Yeah.
I own the fucking movies, man. It can't destroy your childhood. Those things still exist.
There's no way up that says, if you want to watch this trailer, you have to erase all memory of that show, first of all. So that's the biggest problem I found with it, is that the feedback that surrounded it is just beyond a joke. Because it's not fair. It's not justified yet. You haven't seen the film. A trailer's a trailer, especially when it's only a teaser. It's not a full release trailer. Give it a chance, man.
I think it looks alright, man. Despite Michael Bay's name being attached, despite Megan Fox, despite the turtles having lips.
Yeah,
right?
lips. I can't get over the lips.
What? I don't know why you can't get over the lips, man. Things change all the time. Optimus Prime never looked the way he did in that first Transformers movie, but now everyone's okay with the fact that he looks like that in those films. People will be the same about the Ninja Turtles, man. And at the end of that trailer, like that was Mikey. That was fucking Mikey right there, man.
Here we go. Jonathan Liebsman, directing. He directed Battle Los Angeles.
I quite like Battle Los Angeles, even though admittedly it wasn't a great movie, but
the bit of news that's broken in the last week surrounding Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles might be a bit worrying, or it might be the most genius bit of casting ever.
What was that?
So in the contracts for the guys playing the Turtles, it was written in that they weren't guaranteed the voice role as well. So obviously they've done the test now for a lot of it, and Michelangelo's voice is sticking. It seems like they're happy with some of them, but Leonardo's voice has been recast, and it's going to be Johnny Knoxville.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
I mean, Johnny Knoxville's got a cool voice, man. If he can do a straight man thing rather than a comedy thing, I'm down with it. But really, could they not have got one of the guys who voiced him in the TV series, like the multiple animated TV series that they have to draw from? I mean, this is the perfect point of call where they could be like, we're going to bring in voice cast from like some of the TV series or whatever to get people on board. I mean, shit, they brought back Optimus Prime's original voice actor to voice him in the movies.
Because you just can't replace that. I mean, Jason Biggs voices Leonardo in the new animated series, and that's brilliant.
So why not Jason Biggs is not a small name. They could get Jason Biggs to voice him in the movie.
And Sean Astin voices Raphael in the series. These are names that, when you throw them around, you might not associate them with this sort of thing, but they work. Never mind. We'll see, won't we? That film is releasing in August in America, but we're not getting it till October. Strange.
Bit of a shame, but that's fine. Either way, those are my 3 big films this year. I've probably forgotten some that are kicking around somewhere, but none that I want to watch as much as those. So.
I mean, going before summer, obviously, we're going to have the likes of X-Men, Days of Future Past. But
it still wouldn't have made that list.
No.
Even would Amazing Spider-Man have made that list above those films for me. Even though I do want to see both of those movies, those still fall below those 3.
I'd be very interested to get a Gianni opinion on, especially Guardians of the Galaxy. He's not even there. I thought he'd given up on us. Like, no, fuck this.
I've been listening.
He was like, implied rape scene, YouTube, quickly.
I'm a joke. Well, when you go in to see it, let me know, and I'll see if I can be asked.
Sweet.
That's Johnny's version. Okay.
Well, that's literally all I wanted to talk about, man. So I think we need to hit up some of that Flash news.
It will be really flash because we're already overrunning, so blah, blah, blah. It was 2K Australia and 2K Marin, by the way, who developed Bioshock 2.
Cool. So
we already know it's not going to be good. Right. I promised you more news on the Amazon console. I can't be bothered. Delete that one. Right. Fuck it. It's out in America. It's shit. It's TV and app games. There we go. Right. Sony Online Entertainment have announced a zombie survival MMO. It's called like H1Z1. So I'm guessing that's like with tie scores with the zombies or something.
H1Z1 is the virus that's taken over the world.
It's a game of Plants vs Zombies versus humans, or just humans versus zombies. It's humans 1, zombies 1.
All right.
Tied score, man.
Hey, we're tied score.
That's a tied score, and the game is like, it's like sudden death, literally. And that's what the game's going to be. Basically, then, they saw DayZ, they saw the popularity, but they're promising you an interactivity beyond the depths of Walking Dead's crevice. I don't know. They reckon it's going to be big. I'm interested because I want to play DayZ, but my laptop has the power of a calculator, so I'm not going to try that. Right, Best Buy have possibly leaked something, or potentially just a dumb, but with their little synopsis surrounding the Arkham Knight game, they've got quotes in there saying something about playing as Bruce Wayne's son. I've got it written down in another window.
Damian Wayne, yeah?
Yes, right. So that is the deal there. So the actual tweet said, masked as Bruce Wayne's son, drive the Batmobile and defend the city from notorious villains. And that's Best Buy's official Twitter.
Interesting if that is in the game, man, because that Damian Wayne that's Bruce and Talia al Ghul's son, right?
Yeah, so from the comics, he would have come into Bruce's life at the age of 10. But they reckon that's what you're doing in this then. But, I mean, it would seem strange that somewhere like Best Buy would have this info, but then also remember these retailers would get invited along to events for reveals, things like that. I mean, it doesn't just have to be the ones that have game in the title that get invited to these things, so all of them get to go see that sort of thing. Interesting, though, that might be a way that they're killing off Bruce. And Scarecrow's the main villain.
It would make sense if this is the end of that franchise. At the end of this, if that's going to be the end of the Rocksteady trilogy, it would make sense to kill him. Because why not?
Yeah. And like the rumors surrounding the Arkham Knight as the villain in this game. If you haven't seen Batman Under the Red Hood, it is one of the greatest, not just Batman films, but one of the greatest animated features out there.
I've seen that film.
That. Yeah, it's fantastic. Go watch it.
It's got Jensen Ackles from Supernatural voicing the Red Hood.
Nobody cares. That's nice. No, maybe they do. Just things to watch, really. Then I haven't really got much else to go. I saw a trailer today for a game called Metrico. I think it's got Gianni written all over it. It's a PlayStation Vita game coming out later in this year.
It has my interest now.
Go have a little look. Yeah, I'm not going to tell you anything else about it. There you go.
Cool.
And also, The Crew has a new gameplay trailer. Although from watching it, it was really hard to decipher anything because
What it should have been called was an in-game trailer using in-game
Yes.
assets.
that's
But-
what they needed to call it.
It clearly wasn't actual gameplay.
No, and that's the problem. You couldn't really tell what was going on. You couldn't tell who was real and who was not. And speaking of who was real and who was not, Fast and Furious 7 is resuming its shooting. I don't really care about Fast and Furious. I just find this quite funny that
I love it.
they're going to use CGI to finish off Paul Walker's scenes.
Yeah, I'm fine with that,
really?
because why not? He'd already shot 50% of his scenes by the time he died, so...
Yeah,
Oh,
so
shit,
from
I'm not gonna
the
say
original
what I was gonna
idea, he was because they were looking at scrapping the whole thing, but this is Hollywood, and they'll only mourn for somebody for so long, and then they'll go back to remembering that they've spent money and they don't want to lose it.
I'm surprised you don't care about Fast and Furious, man. It's one of the only franchise films in recent history that I can think of that only gets better with each installment.
Are you talking to
Get
me or
out.
Johnny?
Both
This
of
is
you,
car-
all of you, everybody.
Get
This
out.
is car
Get out.
porn.
No.
I don't care about
It-
cars.
No. The first one was good. The second one was okay, and it has just gone. It's just
No,
shit.
nobody's.
This is-
We don't
got
speak
shit.
of Tokyo Drift,
Actually,
right?
No. Don't argue with me. Right? They're shit films. They are.
I disagree
No,
completely.
they are shit films.
When
To be
they
honest,
changed
man,
when they
The
changed
Rock couldn't
direction,
even save number 5. The
When
Rock
they-
could not save it.
when they changed direction from just being street racing films to being heist movies and stuff like that, it made it so much better. So much better.
That's what the first one was all about.
Yeah, but it was more about sort of racing. There was
about...
there was way more races and stuff in the first film than there was in the most recent ones, where they're more sort of about the job and stuff.
Look, if a franchise could have any more cheese in it, they would call it Baby Bell sponsored Fast and Furious. And just out of interest, do you think they're going to kill him off in this new one?
Maybe.
They could use a CCTV footage.
Oh no! No, Danny!
Fuck's sake.
No! We're ending this fucking podcast now!
You know, like-
No!
Jesus Christ.
You can't... you can't... you can't say that, Danny, no!
Do you know what? We've been recording for 56 minutes, and for all of those 56 minutes, I bit my tongue and I held back on doing my, well, now Bob Geldof really does hate Mondays joke, right?
No! You fucking... What are we doing? You ruined it! No! Fuck.
So we'd like to apologise now if we don't have another podcast ever. It's probably because we've been taken off the air. No, I like it. We're back with the insults.
I'm done.
You fucking guys, man. You were waiting to fucking bomb this podcast. You bastards.
It's right. No one listens as well. It's fine.
This is true.
It's fine.
Oh, God. If in case you did listen this far and you want to get in touch with us, you can find us on Facebook at GSC Games. Follow us on Twitter at GSC Games. You can follow us all individually on Twitter. Our Twitter tags will be down in the description. And
I think mine's going private after this. Anyway, moving on. Wrap it up.
Oh, God. And we'll see everyone next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Oh, God, I can't believe you fuckers did that, man. Right at the end.
Look, if you're going to tell me Fast and Furious is a good film, I'm going to shoot it down. I didn't want to say it.
You didn't shoot it down. You just fucking shot down Paul Walker's memories, man. God,
It's a feasible thing. That's what CGI is there for. It's written itself.
Shame.
I'm going to have to issue apology. We're going to have to next week an apology, aren't we?
No, that little bit right there, you were justifying it's going after the credits as well, man.